just don't understand this gangster clown thing and all this fighting amongst comedians. So I want to ask y'all a question. Give me a yes or no. Can y'all name, any recent beefs in the last, let's say, year where white comedians, like, I don't know, Jerry Seinfeld, I can't name a lot of white comedians, to be honest with you, because I don't keep up with them like that. But can y'all name any white comedians that were like threatening to beat each other's asses on stage, accusing each other of stealing jokes, calling each other gay? Just, I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm not, again, this is not to put white people on a pedestal. It's really to kind of, it's really to kind of make us sort of look at this and say, what in the hell is happening in our culture that even the comedians are even the clowns want to be gangsters? And I just don't get that. I don't understand why people who want unity or people who want to sort of de-escalate are seen as simps, like something's wrong with you, like, oh no, you're not really keeping it gangster, like you're not a tough guy because you actually want peace with another black man. I just don't understand that. And the only thing that I can really come back to is trauma. You guys know, when we created the Black Financial Therapy Department in the Black Business School, it's the first ever Black Financial Therapy Department ever created in history. There's not another one anywhere on earth. One of the things that we did determine in our research with therapists is that undiagnosed, untreated trauma is the number one problem in the Black community. And so what traumatized people do is they have trauma responses to things. And trauma response basically means, you make me mad, I want to fight. You make me mad, I can't trust you no more. You make me mad, it reminds me of the fact that my daddy was mean to me, or my mama wasn't shit, or whatever, or the things I went through that hurt my feelings when I was a kid in the hood. So as a result of the fact that you just hurt me, you hurt my feelings, I'm going to hurt you more than you hurt me. And then, of course, you're going to come back with your trauma response, which is going to be worse than mine. And you're going to hurt me more than I hurt you. And then I'm going to hurt you more than you hurt me, which was more than I hurt you. And then next thing you know, somebody's dead. Next thing you know, we have like the rapper from the Migos, Takeoff, who got killed last year. You have other artists and all kinds of stuff happening that just really shouldn't be happening. So I really just think it's just fascinating that we have these sort of unique cultural variations that I don't really see anywhere else. I've never seen Jerry Seinfeld say, if I see that nigga, I'm gonna whoop his ass. I've never seen, any of the white comedians. I can't name them all. I don't know a lot of them. Seth, the guy from the Tonight Show or whatever his name is. I've never seen him say, let me tell you, he stole my joke. He ain't shit. F that mother ucker, like it's just kind of and then here's the thing too, though. Remember that these beefs end in violence. So with Drake and Kendrick, that's a situation where somebody has actually gotten shot. In Tupac and Biggie, that ended up with both Tupac and Biggie in a casket. Every single year, a rapper gets shot. There's a rapper getting shot every single year. So really, it's interesting because it's almost like the gangster rapper culture spills over into other areas, like in athletics. You remember Gilbert Arenas? I remember him pulling a gun out in the locker room. Why is a basketball player carrying a gun? What's happening here, right? And then you spill over into comedy, and you've got comedians threatening to beat each other up and whoop each other's asses and destroying each other's careers. And I just don't know. This is a serious question. Does this really happen as rampantly in the white community? Or is this particular dysfunction? Now, white people got their own dysfunctions. Y'all crazy too, in your own way. Y'all got nuclear weapons and stuff. So y'all crazy too, and y'all giving all that money to Israel so they can go bomb those kids in Palestine. So let's not let white folks off the hook for the nonsense they do. But I really, really, really want to understand what's happening here and why we have, like, even if you just look in comedy, we literally have gangster clowns. We literally have clowns that want to be thugs. Like, you tell jokes for a living, bro. Like, you make me laugh. You're not supposed to scare me. You're not supposed to threaten to kill my whole family. You're not supposed to, threaten to beat my ass when you see me on stage. So I connect the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef to what I saw with Cat Williams and Club Shay Shay. Everybody loves black men when they beef. Everybody likes that. People egg it on. And so when you have a brilliant guy like a J. Cole come along, and I say brilliant because J. Cole came along and said, man, I don't want no parts of this. This is not appropriate. This is not cool. This is not beneficial. You have people in the crowd, and you saw these people online. Man, that's a punk move. That's a punk move. And I've seen that before because there was a guy who's on the internet. I forgot his name, but he Anton Daniels who apparently he started beefing with me online and saying things or whatever because he didn't like what I said, and I'm used to that, right? I've been around for a while, so usually when someone comes around, they might kind of bring my name up as a way to kind of strengthen their own platform. But now he has a great platform. He has it on his own, so he doesn't need me to strengthen his platform. But he was, he had a lot to say to me or whatever. And one time he was in my chat and I said, why don't you come on? Why don't you just come in? Because I like to talk to you. I'd like to talk to you face to face. I like to face people when they talk crazy about me and my wife. You don't even know my wife, but I'd like to just get to know you and see what's really going on, brother. Like what's happening that's causing you to be so angry at me, and I didn't even know who you are. And we got on the air. You know what we did? We talked it out. We just talked. And people I got criticism. I had people that got mad at me because I was not fighting with him. And I was like, because I don't want to fight with him. Maybe he has a point. Maybe he's right about some things. I want to learn from him. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to figure out what I did to hurt your feelings. That was my goal. If anybody ever bumps into Kwame Brown, tell him I would love to know what caused you to be so angry with me, a man that you've never met, that you did 8 or 9 videos about me in a row. Like I just really was very curious. I thought we had a lot in common. We're both friends with Judge Joe Brown and we both love Dr. Claude Anderson. He's like a father to me. Why are you mad at me, bro? Like what's happening here? Let's talk, right? And I really don't think black men do that enough. I really don't. I really think that we should just literally have a model that deals with beef that says, let's talk. Let's talk, bro. Let's heal, bro. Let's apologize, bro. And this is where I think you need to start listening as a community. We need to listen to the J. Coles. Because if more black men listen to the J. Coles out here, you would have less dead Negroes on the street. You would have less dead black men filling up the morgue. You would have less traumatized people. You would have less people walking around with their feelings hurt, with a chip on their shoulder, ready to fight at the drop of a hat. If people were forced to talk, the drama would unfold because it's much easier for me to lob horrific statements at you from across the internet than it is for me to look you in the eye and get to know you as a human being and really, really talk to you like a person. Let me give you an example. This is a real thing. A very subtle statement, but it had heavy implications. Anybody remember? How many of y'all are old enough to remember when Common and Ice Cube had a beef? Anybody remember when Common and Ice Cube back in the day had a little beef going on? So Common, I don't know if Common's a rapper or an actor, but basically they had a beef way back in the day. Ice Cube and Common, apparently somehow, I have no idea how Common ended up beefing with Ice Cube. It was very weird to me because they're not similar in terms of style and genre, but somehow there was a beef. And let me tell you what happened. This is the formula. This is the remedy. That your medicine isn't in big pharma. Your medicine's in your own community. So let me tell you what happened. Because the Tupac Biggie thing had happened just a few years earlier, the Nation of Islam got involved. Louis Farrakhan got involved. If I was in charge of the national budget, I would give the Nation of Islam $50 billion a year. I'd give them $100 billion like we give in Israel and Ukraine so they can go in and fix your community. The same way we send $100 billion over to Israel and Ukraine so they can go and fight Russians that I don't know and go and blow up Palestinian kids. They should take that $100 billion and give it to the Nation of Islam so they can actually do some counseling for these brothers so they stop beating each other up. So Ice Cube and Common got into this beef. And here's the thing. I don't know Common. He seems like a nice guy. Ice Cube, I do know he is a nice guy. And I don't understand how these two got in a beef. But let me tell you what happened when those two talked. When the Nation of Islam got them together, and maybe I'm telling the story wrong. If I say something wrong, please correct me, forgive it, chalk it up to my ignorance. But from what I understand, the Minister Farrakhan got both of them together. They talked, and then they interviewed Common. And you know what he said?